go ahead and get started. Call the meeting to order. Everyone please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Lord, we just thank you for the opportunity to come together, to raise our city to new levels, to get to the will that you have for this town, to get this town to the place it needs to be. Just help us as we vote and we do these things that we need to do for this town, that we do it with the grace that you've given us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, approval of agenda. Are there any questions in regards to tonight's agenda? Roll call.
Who's
Okay,
here?
roll call. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. Call the roll, please.
Gillum's absent. Tackett.
Here.
Daniels.
Here.
Duff.
Here.
Templin.
Here. Now, approval of agenda. Is there any questions in regards to tonight's agenda? If there be no questions, do I have a motion to approve the agenda as written?
Make the motion.
Have a
Second.
motion? Second? Call the roll, please.
Tackett.
Yes.
Daniels.
Aye.
Duff.
Yes.
Templin.
Aye. Okay, approval of minutes. We have several here. Approval of November 20th public hearing meeting minutes. We met at 5:30 on November the 20th for a public hearing. This was in regards to ordinance 615, adopting enacting a codification revision of the ordinance of the city of Rocky Top. Do I have any discussion in regards to approving these minutes? There be no discussion. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve those?
I second the motion. Call the roll, please.
Tackett.
Yes.
Daniels.
Aye.
Duff.
Yes.
Templin.
Aye. Okay, approval of November 20th Beer Board meeting minutes. We met at 5:45 on November the 20th in regards to an application for Mr. Patel at the Rocky Top BP. We approved that permit. Does anyone have any questions or discussions in regards to these minutes?
The motion, we approve it?
Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
I second.
Call the roll, please.
Tackett.
Yes.
Daniels.
Yes.
Duff.
Yes.
Templin.
Aye. November 20th City Council meeting minutes. Do I have any discussion in regards to the November 20th City Council meeting minutes? If there be no discussion, do I have a motion to
The
approve?
motion to approve?
A motion, do I have a second?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Tackett.
Yes.
Daniels.
Aye.
Duff.
Yes.
Templin.
Yes. Okay. Public hearing from December the 18th. This is the intent to apply for a USDA grant. Do I have any discussion in regards to the public hearing meeting minutes? There be no discussion. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
Make a motion to accept.
We have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I second.
Motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Tackett.
Yes.
Daniels.
Aye.
Duff.
Yes.
Templin.
Aye. Okay. December 18th, public hearing meeting minutes on ordinance 618 in regards to amending the zoning map. Do I have any discussion on ordinance 618? Be no discussion. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from the public hearing from December the 18th?
I make a motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
Motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Tackett.
Yes.
Daniels.
Aye.
Duff.
Yes.
Templin.
All right. December 18th City Council meeting minutes. Do I have any discussion in regards to the December 18th meeting minutes? There be no discussion. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I make a motion to accept them.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
Motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Tackett,
Yes.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Yes.
Tinsley.
Aye. Okay.
The meetings are approved.
Recognize citizens, guests, and visitors. Do I have anyone to come before the board? Mr. Gates?
Yes, hello. Hello, council. I'm here to discuss the audit. My name is J.R. Cates, and I am with the firm Mitchell, Emmert, and Hill. And we performed the audit for the year ended June 30, 2025. And I kind of want to just go over that with you all a little bit. It looks like you have a packet in front of you, so feel free to follow along with me if you'd like. So the first thing I want to talk about is on page 1 of the financial statements. This is our independent accountant's audit report, and it just details the results of our audit and the services we performed. I am happy to report that we were able to provide a clean, unmodified opinion, which is the goal of our audit. And also, we did not have any internal control findings. This year was a little different than I think prior year, because you all did expend more than $750,000 in federal funds, which required you to undergo a single audit in accordance with uniform guidance. It's just essentially more control testing and more documentation, but I'm also happy to note there was no findings related to that either. So kudos for you all for keeping good internal records. I'll go on to page and just kind of discuss some of the changes from 2024 to 2025 next. If you'll look over on page 19. This is the balance sheet governmental funds, just showing the assets, liabilities of your city funds for the year. Here, the only change I'll discuss is the assets did increase this year compared to prior year. Part of this was due to the local government investment pool balances increasing compared to prior year, as well as a slight increase in your property tax receivable amounts. Your liabilities also increased slightly this year. A lot of this is due to timing in the payments. Then some of your accrued salaries did increase a little bit also. Go over on page 21. This is your income statement for your governmental funds. Your total revenue did increase from $2.3 million in 2024 to $2.5 million in 2025. Most of this was due to increase in property taxes, and you had some insurance recovery money come in from insurance claims you made during the year. Over on page 22 is your expenses. Those did increase slightly compared to prior year also. A lot of this was due to the capital purchases, though. As you all purchase capital equipment, it is shown as capital outlay, and those amounts did increase compared to prior year. Overall, you had a $228,000 increase in your fund balance for year into June 30, 2025. We'll talk about the water sewer fund next. So if you'll look on page 33, this is your balance sheet for the water sewer fund. Your total assets did increase this year compared to prior year, approximately $5.3 million. Most of this is due to increased capital assets. As you all are continuing to build your sewer rehabilitation project, and that amount was put into construction and process under capital assets. So your total assets did increase compared to prior year. Over on page 34 is your liabilities. Those increased slightly compared to prior year also. A lot of this was due to payables related to that construction project in retainage payable. And your long-term debt increased as you all used to borrow some funds to pay for that project. On page 35 is your income statement for the water sewer fund. This shows that your total operating revenue was $1.6 million. This is approximately $115,000 increase compared to prior year, mostly due to increase in charges for services. Over on page 36 is your total operating expenses. Those did increase approximately $190,000 compared to prior year. A lot of this was due to increased salaries, supplies, repairs and maintenance, just various items, not really one item I'd pinpoint. Overall, your total income from operating was $629. And then if you look down below, you'll see these capital contributions of 3.08 million. This is the amounts that you all received from grants to pay for your capital project. Overall, your total change in that position was $3.089 million compared to $264,000 last year. So quite a large increase in your fund balance. Over on page 37 is your cash flow statement, just showing how your cash came and went. Overall, your operating activities brought in $629,000 in cash, and your total cash balances increased by $262,000, whereas last year you lost $648,000. So overall, I'll say for operations wise, it was a pretty good year. So I'm happy to report that we did get the audit completed and submitted by the end of the year, and everything went very smooth. So I don't think we have we had any issues throughout the audit, and I appreciate Amanda and Mike and everyone else for getting us what we need. So,
Great.
Yep.
Thank you.
any questions y'all have for me?
Anyone have any questions?
Good, brother?
All right.
We're good.
I
Thank you.
appreciate all the help. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Costs a lot of money around this little place.
I thought it was bad when it's running for less than $1 million. I thought it was a lot. Now it's-
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Okay, no public comment. Mayor's report. Planning Commission.
I'll do.
You can do
I guess I'll
Jeff's.
that is, Planning Commission met, January the 5th. They approved the preliminary site plan for the property next to the Kentucky Fried Chicken, where he has put in he's gonna have a restaurant, a car wash, and a medical office, building there, is what he's planning on doing. They approved that, now we're just waiting on him to bring the site plans with setbacks and everything.
And also they've started land clearing, on the north end there beside Willowbrook Church. That piece of property,
Yeah, he's gonna build 2 houses there.
mhm, which is good. Recreation Committee,
There was no meeting.
nobody's recreating, it's too cold. Yep, too cold. Recreating on the couch in front of the fire.
Yeah.
General Government Report, City Manager's Report.
I have a few updates, on the Brownsfield grant. I got an email from our engineer, where he says that we're gonna move forward with TDEC on that grant. He needs a few things from me, a contractor that does demo work, and, then what it's gonna cost us to remove the stuff that's in the building. So that, hopefully that will get, he said the underground storage tank division wouldn't give us any money now until we know that the tanks, we locate the tanks, to make sure that they're there.
We can go dig a hole and do that.
Yeah. And then I've also got an email on the traffic light on 4th Street. It's still active, the grant is. They've just started the projects in 2025. Hopefully, they will get construction done by the end of 2026. They said, I think it was 55 grants that they approved, so they're just, whenever they get to us. But we still have the grant, it's still good. We're just waiting on TDOT now. Stansel Electric, they've been working on the interstate lights. Hopefully, we get them working soon.
They've
I know
replaced
they were out
several
there
poles.
the other day, and they set 2 or 3 poles the other day, so. Then Clinch River Electric, we did put the emergency lights up in the community center, in the gym. So
Never
we
had-
got them up.
We've never had those.
And then City Hall will be closed Monday, January the 19th, in observance for Martin Luther King Day.
Financial report? Anything in particular?
Drug fund, there was no revenue. They had $289 in expenses. Street aid, total revenue, $4,645 with no expenses. General fund, $262,693 in revenue. Does that 266 include the grant, or did you separate them?
Separate.
And then Tony received a grant for $144,286.
That's for the breathing apparatus?
Yes.
Okay. That's great. That's-
Total expenses, $254,548. The water and sewer fund, total revenue, $175,992. And then expenses were $89,814.
I notice we've got another bearing down on a road or sewer plant.
Really?
Yep. Went by the other morning and
I saw your truck there.
stomped on the brakes.
You're gonna have to
I
go
didn't,
by that.
I didn't see a rotor turning and backed up and went in, and why is the rotor not turning? Bearing down.
Maintenance deal.
Uh,
We got problems it's causing.
I think we replaced 3 in the last 3 years. We replace it,
Yeah.
we do it about once.
Yeah.
We do at least one every year to year and a half.
You think it's maintenance? Do you? should
No,
have
they,
maintenance or
we
should-
put automatic greasers on them, where it maintains the correct amount of grease. I think they're old. The assemblies aren't true anymore, probably would warrant, and Lord knows what that'd cost, a real millwright to come up and ensure that those rotors are true to the bearings they're setting in. I'm sure that has a huge impact.
That's probably what it is.
That, you know, that would cost. I don't know what, but that, it would be.
I'd like to bring dial indicators first. Set some dial indicators up.
You know, and I don't know when Lamar comes up and does this, replaces those bearings, if they check for run out. I don't know. They may do that.
How expensive are the
Surprised if
bearings?
they didn't.
Uh,
I mean,
The bearings aren't as expensive as having to have a crane
yeah.
come up here
Do the
and
installation.
pick the blooming thing up, rig it and pick it up so they can replace the bearings. That's the biggest expense, I think, out of it. But all said and done, does it cost about $20,000 to have it done?
Spend the money to do the other deal might be a wise decision at some place, or at least is something that we could do, you know, to start with, to kind of get some idea. Because if we're doing more than maintenance, then we need a
They're really simple.
long-term solution. You know,
It's a pillow block bearing on each end of that big rotor. And it doesn't spin fast. I don't know, maybe 100 RPM. I know it goes that fast. It doesn't go that, you know what, it doesn't turn that fast. So, but, I mean, there's a pretty heavy load on it. And big massive bearings. I mean, the shaft is like a 3 or 4 inch shaft that's setting in that bearing. And I guarantee you, a bearing like that, if everything's true and right, and it maintains lubrication, should last 50 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would say,
just
I would
run
say minimum
forever.
15 or 20, so that's what I was
So
asking
I'll
about. that.
bet you that there's an alignment issue.
That has to be. If it's going out that fast, I can't imagine
And
there's
how many-
not something been wrong.
How many bearings does it have?
We have 2 rotors. Each rotor has 2 bearings, one on each end. I mean, it's like a big blooming rolling pin. with a bearing on each end. That's,
Okay.
it's sitting there on concrete.
So if we replace them every 12 to 18 months, that means they're only lasting 4 to 6 years apiece. Is that correct?
Right.
There's something wrong.
There's something wrong with that. That ain't.
Yeah.
it's
I
not.
wonder if it can warrant, you know, a jib crane or something that, it's like if it's just taking a bearing off and then putting it on, I know they need to be checked alignment, but it's like, we look at something, instead of paying somebody else.
I don't know if those things are pressed. I don't know if they're pressed on there. What we need to do is, when that bearing gets replaced, one of us needs to be over there watching and see exactly what they do.
If they're not, if we definitely need to make sure that they're aligned. If they're not aligning this stuff, then they're causing them, making their own money, because if they're not aligned, just putting it in, they're just doing the bare minimum,
Well-
and they're gonna be back in 12, I mean, they don't.
Unless you're in that kind of, you're in the millwright business, there's a lot of assumptions to be made. Well, this is the way it was installed when it was originally installed. Why should I have to change anything? It's gotta be right. It's been here for 40 years. Well, maybe it's never, I don't know how often over the years that they've replaced these things.
I don't remember,
Something good to
I
know.
can't remember, that's why I'm having trouble remembering
Yeah.
replacing it, and I'm thinking, I don't remember doing that.
Yeah.
And when you said that, I thought, well, it must have been something I missed, and it's not after I've been here, because it was here, I mean, we had 40 years, you
Right,
said, so
yeah.
that's not the.
It's been there since 88, 89, when they built the plant.
Okay.
But I think they're either, we're using the wrong kind of grease, which we're using the grease that's recommended by the bearing manufacturer, so we should be good there. Or there's an alignment, there's some sort of
There's gotta be
alignment
an
issue.
alignment issue.
Yeah, I don't know, this time, do they have to, I think the 20,000, they had to replace the shaft and the bearing. I don't-
Before my time.
I don't know if the shaft is down this time. If all they're having to do is replace the bearing, then it shouldn't be that expensive. But the $20,000 deal, they had to replace the shaft too.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. And they do have, because I know in the past, they have, when the shafts went bad, they sleeved it. And it ran for several years after that with a sleeve, and then when it went out again, they had to replace the whole thing. Shaft and all. But,
There's a little investigation there.
yeah, yeah. We need to find out if we have an alignment issue, if there's something we could do, that thing could be tweaked or shimmed where it's dead true in line, and it's just not putting some weird load on that.
It doesn't take much.
bearing.
to
No,
get
it doesn't. Shockingly,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know anything about that stuff, but I've watched people who do, and what they, to put a shim in there, a couple thousand of an inch shim, and it fixes it. You can't see it, you can't see what it's done, but it fixes it.
Oh, it doesn't take much, 'cause,
No.
I mean, I've watched millwrights aligning pumps and walked up there and put my foot on it or something, they all have kittens. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
It doesn't take just a little bit to get it
Yeah,
out
to
wide.
get it out. Okay, moving on to the,
Before you go on, we need to set up a budget workshop in February.
okay.
I was looking at Monday the 9th, about 4 o'clock, would everybody be good with that time?
You have a doctor's appointment already, so.
Well, let's
Okay,
see,
well, we can go another day,
well, let me look.
we can go the 10th.
I've got 2 doctor's appointments that day. Yeah,
We got one in the morning.
I got one in the morning and one in the evening.
Well, how about us doing it the second, is the second good?
The second,
It went back a week, come out?
Yeah. back a week.
Got something, I've got an afternoon deal on the second. I'm
Okay.
available most any afternoon, but that one I've got something going on.
I've got one that morning too, but that's in the morning and that'd be fine.
Well, we can go the 10th,
10th will work for me, I don't know, trouble with that.
Okay. 10th would be better, yeah.
4 o'clock,
February?
yeah, good for you?
What'd you say, 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock,
All right.
Tell Jeff.
It's your responsibility.
Of all your other city duties, getting Jeff in line's the one of them. That's your biggest one now.
You get paid a lot of money.
Okay, Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Evening, council. Hope y'all are well.
Yes.
For the last month of 2025, your police officers made 32 arrests, conducted 171 traffic stops. Out of those, they wrote 36 citations and 46 written warnings. They completed 61 incident reports, responded to 592 calls for service, and we had one non-fatal overdose, which the officer was able to file a charge later on a gentleman involved. Personnel and Training, Officer Culver attended de-escalation training at UT-LEIC in Oak Ridge. That's on their VCIF grant, so it just cost us the time to send him to that. All of your officers have completed their required annual training for post-commission, and that's been submitted this week to the state. For our grants, we're spending our THSO and Dangerous Drugs Task Force overtime grants and equipment grants. We've spent so far just under $10,000 from those grants. Internally, I've been working on the legacy evidence from my predecessor. Big thing was the guns that are in evidence. I drafted a court order to the city attorney for him to review for us to present that to court. We have to, whenever we have firearms that are in police evidence, we have to get a court order that titles them to the city. Then at that point, we make a decision of one of three ways to get rid of them. Either we use them for department purposes. There's nothing in there that I would want to do for that. Or we can do a public sale, or we can trade them into a vendor for law enforcement equipment. Mike and I are going to talk about that once we get the court order for title. The accreditation, no changes, still working on our policies for that. Our cases of significance, first one was the rock throwing incident at I-75. The officers identified an adult and 2 juveniles that they charged with that, and pretty quickly, within a week, I believe, of us getting the reports on that weekend in December, Friday and Saturday night, that those young fellows were doing that. Also, we executed a drug search warrant on Jacksboro Avenue near the elementary school, and were able to charge 2 people from there. For our budget, we're 53.9% through the fiscal year, and we're at about 53.6, but we need to, we'll have some adjustments come in. It's got one of the vehicles that we had purchased on there, but the other one's not been allocated to a line item yet.
Want to remark on the rock throwing incident out on the interstate. They did a great job.
Yes, sir.
They did a great job. In what, less than 30 hours? They had 48 hours. They had somebody in custody.
Yes, sir.
That.
Yeah, it took us a little bit longer to finish up, I say a week, because of the juvenile court process, but yeah, they identified them and then got it taken care of.
Yeah, and the way they caught them, that was just really good police work. It wasn't, nobody saw them do this. The roundabout way, they wound up catching these folks. It was good police work.
It was great work, sir.
Very. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Fire report. Had 30 EMS calls, 3 vehicle fires, 2 unauthorized burnings, 3 lift assists, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 8 service calls, 1 overdose, 1 landing zone assist, for a total call, 50 calls for the month of December. 603 calls for the year. Public Works, garbage is up, Christmas garbage. 60 tons for the month of December. Normally, we run about 50, so I guess 10 additional tons of garbage.
A lot of people got to do good stuff for Christmas.
I
sounds like.
guess.
Extra day.
Good
We ran an
Christmas.
extra day, we ran on Friday after Christmas.
Yeah. No brush for the month of December. We hauled brush, but we didn't haul brush to the dump. Picked up trash, Christmas lights are down, did some patching. And they're working on stopping a culvert up on goes under the interstate on Sharp Drive. Okay, fire, public works, water, sewer. They repaired a couple service lines. They worked on the roads going to the water tanks. We've got an outfit coming in, when?
Next week.
Next week, to pressure wash and sanitize the inside of the Summit Hill tank and reseal it so it can be put back in service.
And they're gonna give us an estimate on the other one too, right?
Excuse me?
They'll give us an estimate on the other one, is that correct?
Yes,
Going to inspect it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what the total was on the Summit?
2275.
2275. And I'm sure they're gonna come back and tell us we need to paint it, which we do. Well, actually, it needs to be patched. There needs to be some patchwork painting. The majority of the tank, it could stand an exterior pressure wash, and then there's some spots on the top that need to be repainted. And then probably the paint job on the main body of the tank's good for another 5 years or so. Yeah, they just need to be cleaned. The Bank Street tank definitely needs to be pressure washed all over, because it's covered with moss. Growing, there's too many, they let the trees get too close to it.
Are we cutting trees to, before we do, we'll cut trees
Uh,
and get it back in shape so we don't,
Yes, yes. Jetted four lines, had a problem, at Old Mill Road and Miller Street on the lift stations. I think one may have had a pump down, the other one had a float down. Treated 15 million gallons of domestic wastewater, and any releases were reported to TDEC and the EPA. Oh, monthly water loss, 56.7%, it's not good. With in-house usage, it's still not good, it's down 42%. We were running there in the high 20s, 30% for a while, and it's just, we've got some leaks we just can't locate. We're having a serious issue locating these leaks. Anderson County Water Authority has been assisting us on this, trying to locate these leaks. Hopefully it will bear fruit in the near future. What we were discussing before the meeting started, that the creek crossing up here at Joe Day Bridge, they really need to go look at that creek crossing. You really need to look at it. That's one that wasn't even on my radar. Fourth Street and Tim Sharps are the ones that I really knew about. I didn't think anything about that one up there. Because you can have a serious leak and nobody will ever see it.
it's next to the creek, or in the creek, of course.
Right, that's the problem,
You never know. I mean, up there, that'd be an excellent place, like I said, to check, because you got the water up there, you got the big lines coming by it and stuff too, up that direction, so. It's on a big system.
You know, hopefully that there is a valve on both sides. Should be.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
mean
I like
there's
your
one there.
confidence.
When they check the water, is it just a drop, and then they check for chlorine, or is it, so they gotta sample it up and then,
They fill a little vial.
Right.
And they pour this powder in it and shake it up, and then they put it on a thing. It either changes colors or the little meter will read so much, to tell you if it's got any chlorine in it. You know, if you have something done, if you had a leak in the creek, the way to locate that's by sound with the listening devices. And if it has valves like it should, doesn't mean they are there, but there should be a valve on both sides of a creek crossing. You go shut, you listen on one side and you go shut the other one off, and if there's still something screaming, then you've got problems. You got problems.
And we can check that one ourselves on the.
Oh, yeah.
Up here, okay.
Yeah, we can check that ourselves. Okay, ordinances and resolutions. First reading of new ordinances. Ordinance 617. An ordinance in the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee, requiring the installation and maintenance of Knox box rapid entry systems for certain buildings and properties. Be enacted by the city council of the city of Rocky Top. And whereas the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee recognizes the need for rapid and secure access by emergency personnel to buildings and properties in order to protect life, safety, and property. And whereas the city has the authority to require the installation and maintenance of Knox box rapid entry systems for certain buildings and properties, whereas the installation of approved key lock box, commonly known as a Knox box, provides the fire department with immediate access to locked buildings and gated areas during emergencies, thereby reducing delays, minimizing damages, and improving response times. We discussed this in the workshop. The applicability of this, it's for all new construction and remodeling projects for the following types of structures within the city of Rocky Top. All commercial and industrial buildings equipped with a fire alarm system or automatic fire suppression system, sprinkler system. Multifamily residential buildings containing 3 or more dwelling units with interior corridors, common areas, or secured access points. Any building or facility with a lock gate or barrier that restricts fire department access to the property. And any building or property which is in the judgment of the fire chief requires a Knox box due to the occupancy type, layout, or potential risk to life safety. This is a box, you see them in a lot of times, you see them all over Knoxville, next to a door, is a little black box that's mounted to a wall. I believe Clinton has them too. That's maintained by the property owner and the fire department.
We're not requiring Knox box brand boxes.
No,
We're just requiring-
Knox box is
Okay.
just a,
Okay, you're using that as a generic term. I wanna make sure I
that's a
understood that.
generic term for those
I wanna make sure I
boxes.
understood that
Yeah,
correctly.
it's a generic
The difference between
term.
them boxes are like, the Knox boxes are $500, and you buy regular generic ones for $100,
Yeah.
or so. Okay, so make
Can I
sure.
say, what would it cost the,
They started about $85 when I checked on it, between 85 and about 140 for a regular, just plain old,
A lot
like
of,
mom and pop place.
depends on how
would have.
fancy.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get.
I'm talking about mom and pop
They
place. where you
make
just got a
them
few
that
stuff.
you can, that are
Yeah.
recessed into the wall, looks nice and neat. Most of them are just, they mount them on the they stick out. You know, it's just a box that they mount to the exterior wall. But the nicer ones, they recess it back into the brick or block or whatever the exterior wall surface is.
But this is on new construction or remodels only, right?
This is new construction and remodels, basically only of commercial properties.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
not
But-
residential.
But it doesn't require.
It's not a retrofit, that's why I was making sure. what
Right,
I was
oh,
talking
no,
about, too.
no.
I
New
don't think
construction
that's-
only. New construction only.
Start that to go forward,
Yeah.
not to try to retro back, if you do that,
No.
it's major
New
issues.
construction only.
Okay.
And this would be installed by the property owner.
then what if they refuse?
Failure to install or maintain a Knox box as required under this ordinance constitutes a violation. Each day of noncompliance shall be considered a separate offense. Violation shall be subject to a civil penalty of not less than $50 and not more than $500 per violation, to be imposed in accordance with city code enforcement procedures. Cheaper than them taking your door off the hinges,
Yeah, that's what I'm
busting
thinking.
the plate glass window.
The one that really got me on the deal, I wasn't for this, and what got me over the top was it keeps the fire department from busting a door out and them getting cut or messed up trying to get in to save somebody's property or persons versus not doing that. That's what put me on top, because I didn't, I'll be honest with you, I didn't agree with it at all. And when I found
Well,
that
we-
part out, then that put me over the top.
Well, and we had them rewrite it too for new construction.
And of course, we took the thing out with right where we don't have to retrofit. We ain't going to every business in town hitting them for $50 a day while they decide, when they're gonna put a lockbox in.
We had apparently we had a particular business on the north end that has been, they haven't been open for an extended period of time, and they had an alarm that went off for weeks. And they wouldn't come down there and reset it, and you got neighbors complaining because they can hear it sitting in the house. This is to alleviate that from happening in the future. Do I have a motion to approve ordinance 617 on its first reading?
Make the motion.
Okay, I got a motion. I'll second the motion. Call the roll, please.
Tackett,
Yes.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Yes.
Templin.
Aye. Okay, second and final reading, ordinance 619, an ordinance amending the annual budget for the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee for fiscal year 2025, 2026. Being enacted by the City Council of the City of Rocky Top, Tennessee, whereas Tennessee Code Annotated Title 9, Chapter 1, Section 116 requires funds to first be appropriated before being expended, and that no appropriations may exceed available funds. Whereas Tennessee Code Annotated Title 6, Chapter 56, Section 208 allows amendment of the budget ordinance in the same manner as any other ordinance that may be amended. Whereas funds for unforeseen revenues and expenditures were not originally budgeted as a source of needs were not known at the time of the passage of the original budget, and therefore be it ordained by the Mayor and City Council of Rocky Top, Tennessee, that these appropriations, the governing body appropriates following increases. And this is what we discussed in the workshop for the second time. I mean, in the public hearing. Do I have any discussion in regard to the second reading of ordinance number 619? There be no discussion. Do I have a motion to approve ordinance 619
Make a motion to
on
approve.
its second and final reading? I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
Motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Tackett,
Yes.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Yes.
Timplin.
Aye. Okay, ordinance approved. Adoptions and resolutions. Resolution 615. A resolution adopting a capital asset policy for the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee. Be it enacted by the City Council of the City of Rocky Top, Tennessee, that whereas the mayor and city council believes it is in the best interest of the city of Rocky Top to adopt a capital assets policy to provide guidance for tracking and reporting. Whereas this resolution establishes a threshold that dictates when expenditures may be capitalized in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. Whereas the city of Rocky Top needs to establish a different threshold for each asset class in order to maintain effective managerial control. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and city council of the city of Rocky Top, Tennessee, that these dollar levels set the thresholds that apply to the following asset classes. Section 1, a capital assets policy, which is attached as Exhibit A, is now hereby adopted for the city of Rocky Top. And that is the attachment here. And Section 2, changes or revisions to the policy hereby adopted shall be made only by resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Rocky Top. And Section 3, this resolution will take effect immediately upon passage and repeals anything contrary to what the new policy states.
This is superseding what we've already got.
Right, this is just changing numbers for what we already have in place, correct?
Correct.
So we're changing our,
Basically, are we,
So our threshold
yeah,
was $100.
so you're basically just updating for the times is what you're doing for, okay.
Now we've put it up, I think we put it up to $5,000. The accountant is the one that says, Mike, you need to go higher than $100. And in the past, they had 5,000 on theirs, so that's,
Where the number came from.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. We went to 5,000 on everything, with the exception of infrastructure, which is 10,000 in buildings, which is 10,000. So, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 615 as written?
Make the motion?
A motion, do I have a second?
I second.
Call roll, please.
Tackett,
Yes.
Daniels,
Aye.
Duff,
Yes.
Timplin.
Aye. Okay, do we have any unfinished business to come before the board? There Be no unfinished business, new business, memorandum of understanding update. Okay, has everyone had a chance to look at this?
Yeah, have we decided who that we are going to, do these with? Have we made a decision on?
I don't think we've not made a decision on that yet. This is just setting the framework for the.
Or if we decide to? Okay.
For the, I'm not.
We had one on file, and it was basically just like this one. There was a few things that we changed, they had dates and stuff that we took out because we didn't want it to December 31st to go away and something happened at midnight, January 1, so we just took the dates out, and we've talked with Clinton, and this is basically the same one that they've got.
Same agreement.
And we haven't talked to anybody about who we're gonna set it up with, we're just setting up what we're
I
gonna
know
do when we meet.
Clinton, they're gonna do it with all municipalities and all volunteer fire departments.
Well, when we get to the point that we are approving these things for individual departments, we should bring that before the board. Tell the board what we've done.
So
Yep.
again.
Okay, if we're gonna sign an agreement with Clinton, La Follette, Brownsville, whoever, bring it before the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was concerned with, so I was making sure that we weren't just doing a blanket deal here and somebody's just gonna decide it and we're gonna do stuff.
That's one reason that that is
Yeah.
really, that's what we planned on doing tonight.
Okay. We're gonna approve the way it's written, and then we'll do it with each one that we do, then we'll vote on that when we approach
Okay.
them.
Well, what we were gonna do is go to each department or each city, get them to sign it, and then bring it back to the board after everything is signed.
Okay. And then we would approve if we're accepting it or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I understood it correctly.
When I text you, is this the, I guess, amended?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Okay. Because I didn't know, I said,
yeah, that's
so
fine.
this is the new?
That's yeah, we changed it right then.
Okay.
Okay. Do I have any questions in regard to the mutual aid agreement, MOA contract or whatever? And it's not, I don't want to call this a contract, 'cause it's not a contract.
No.
It's just a memorandum of understanding. Do I have a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding as written?
Motion?
Okay, make a motion. I'll second the motion. Call the roll, please.
Tackett,
Yes.
Daniels,
Yes.
Duff,
Yes.
Templin.
Aye. Approved. Okay, Tammy Pack, Sunshine Bus for summer meal distribution. Says, hello, Mr. Mike Ellis, from Tammy Pike, Oak Ridge School Nutrition Specialist. I'm reaching out to ask if we can park our Sunshine Bus at the Rocky Top Splash Pad during the summer months to distribute meals to children 18 and under. The initiative is part of our effort to ensure that children in the community have access to nutritious meals while school is out. I've attached a copy of the picture of our bus. The bus. Please let me know if you have any requirements or permissions needed to make this possible. We're happy to comply with any guidelines you have. Thank you for considering the request.
Right.
This is Fields White. Fields White.
Okay.
They had nonprofit, so what that's set up.
It's Eartha.
Yeah.
It's, they're one of those NGOs. What is that, East Tennessee,
That's right.
Ethra, but that's East Tennessee,
Human Resource Agency, isn't it?
is that human resource?
I think so.
What's the board?
Do we have, I guess, do we have liabilities on doing that?
I
Is
don't
it,
think so, but then we've got stuff that she'll have to sign and stuff.
Obviously, they're, I'm sure they're not cooking anything there. They're just,
No.
just probably box stuff they're
I
handing
would
out to these
assume.
kids. I don't know, feed the kids. As long as it's centered toward kids. I don't want this to turn into
They're gonna check IDs.
well, I mean, you show up with your bicycle and your dog and you know where I'm going with this. I don't want this to turn into.
and we don't want that, definitely don't want the water park if you're trying to use that for families and kids too.
Right.
The only thing could be a negative. I assume if they're feeding, they're gonna feed whoever shows up. 1,800 is just a thing for deal, but if they got stuff on there, gonna show, whoever shows up hungry is gonna get something to eat, I would assume, if they're a true nonprofit, I would think.
I think it's a good idea to feed the kids. But we'll kind of play it by ear, see how it goes.
I think she told me they did it at Clinton Splash Pad last year, and I'm sure they've done it at Oak Ridge.
Are they wanting to do it every day or once a week?
Now, that I don't
or
know.
once a month?
That I don't know. I've not talked to her about that.
I don't see how they could do it every day.
I
I don't see how they could maintain it.
I assumed it was once a week.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I said, I haven't talked to her about that part.
Maybe a deal we need to do on a probation period, if they're doing it once a week, maybe do the first 4 of them and see how it works for the city, and then, of course, the police and the stuff,
See,
people can kind of notice what's
see if
going
we
on
can
around
Get
it.
some more
and stuff
information
would be my deal on
on
that.
what type of schedule
Okay.
they're looking at doing there, and we'll revisit this.
Yeah, we got time.
Okay, great. Yep, it's gonna be a little while before anybody's cavorting at the splash pad.
Even for free food.
Free food, yeah. Ribeye steaks, nobody's going over there tonight. Okay, nothing else to come before the board? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make the motion.
Motion, do I have a second?
A second?
Motion and a second. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
All righty.
No.
I'm glad you said out loud what I was thinking.